in regards to Africa, and there's a conspiracy theory that says that either the US, the CIA, someone has introduced HIV/AIDS to the Africans, right?
Yes.
So if this is kind of a true, the question remains the following: why Africans? How can you and why do you hate the black people so much, even if you don't know them? You can't hate someone that you haven't even seen in your entire life. They have their own continent. They live in Africa. It's huge.
Yeah.
They never come to your place. Maybe you don't want to live among them, and so you just being in the government, just don't let them in without visas, special talents, etc. But why do you hate them so much? So you introduce this horrible stuff like HIV and any other disease to Africa. Why? What is the reason? But if you're saying that if they are the original Hebrews, and you counterfeit God, you hate them, you hate the original people of God, that's why you would love to demolish, rape, physically, mentally, with all instances, this whole continent and the people of it.
It was the goal, the reason why the black man, the black woman, the black diaspora is such a threat to the deep state is because of our bloodline. To this very day, you go back to the time of the Exodus. And so Pharaoh Necho, had said, okay, we need to find this Messiah, Moses or Moshe, okay? Let's kill all of the firstborn from 2 years old and under, even during the time of Christ. Herod...
1 second. Pharaoh was what color? Was he black?
Pharaoh was black.
Moses?
Moses, black.
Noah?
Black.
Okay. Please continue.
That's a great note. They were black. And later, centuries later, came the Greek prince Aegyptus. From there, the pharaohs became white. But during the time of Moses, the pharaohs were black, who enslaved their own people. And so let's assassinate every Hebrew child from 2 years old and under. Even during the day of Christ, Herod did not want to kill Yeshua. He wanted to kill his Christology, his kingdom. The word never said that Herod was seeking for Yeshua. He was seeking for the Christ child or the kingdom of Yeshua, because Herod's kingdom felt threatened. So empire, Herod felt threatened by kingdom. So the Black Diaspora has been I hate to say it, the object of such a global conspiracy. AIDS, the crack cocaine epidemic, okay? Sickle cell anemia was not even in existence until 1913. Sickle cell is a biological weapon. Prior to 1913, there was no such thing as sickle cell. Remember the Zika virus that hit South America? That's a biological
Everything comes from Africa. They're saying everything that comes from, except for COVID, it came from China.
China is the Chinese, right? As the joke is the China syndrome, or then actually two are part of that. The Novartis AG group. Then you have, and I gotta be careful because I don't want you to get a strike, but the thing is, the Black Diaspora. Now, this is what the West does. When Biden and Kamala Harris, like Kamato, when they were in office, they went to the Al-Qaeda or the African leaders. They said, we will cut off funding if you initiate anti-gay laws, anti-lesbian laws, anti-LGBTQ. Wait a minute now. The Biden administration, they didn't care about the people. We're not going to, bring billions of dollars or worth of finance and capital to build your nations. We want you to be pro-gay, pro-lesbian,
Pro-trans.
pro-trans.
Education for kids.
For education for kids. But the leaders out of Uganda and Nigeria, they said, kick rocks. You're not running us here anymore. There's a new generation of African leaders who are not kissing the behind of the Western, that day is over with. It's over with. So wait a minute now. You're going to tell a foreign power, Al-Qiblan or Africa, how to initiate what law?
And they were doing this through UN for decades.
For decades.
Since 80s, I want to say.
Yes. And now you want to cut off funding? When Barack Obama was in office, he went to Kenya. President Kenyatta told him before the press conference they had, do not talk about LGBTQ rights. We don't do that over here in Kenya. All we want to know is about how you're going to bring jobs to the continent and companies, okay? And billions of dollars worth of capital. Obama didn't do that. He got up and talked about LGBT. What does the oldest continent on earth have anything to do with gays and lesbians and LGBT? They want to kill us politically.
But literally, they were saying, we're not giving you money for food, water, wells, everything, unless you indoctrinate your kids.
Yes.
These are the new books about the tea stuff.
Right.
You can be whatever you want, whoever you want, whenever you want.
Yes.
This is blackmailing.
Yeah, it's blackmail. We will cut off funding. So the young generation of Al-Qiblanite or African leaders said, go kiss our behind, excuse my language. You're not running us anymore. The day of the African continent kowtowing to the West, that day is over with. That's why the CIA took out Gaddafi. Gaddafi wasn't gassing his people. When Gaddafi was in power, free education, free men, free housing, okay? Gaddafi gave up his weapons of mass destruction going back to the Reagan administration during the 1980s. But they set him up. Okay, I want you I want Gaddafi and the Gaddafi administration to give up your weapons of mass destruction. Okay, we will wait 20, 30 years. Okay, and then back in 2011, 2014, the CIA sent in hit squads into Libya to take out. Gaddafi wanted to create the United States
Of Africa.
The West didn't want that.
I just fact-checked it. Yes, under Muammar Gaddafi's rule in Libya, there was free access to medicine, education, and housing assistance as part of his government socialist policies founded by oil wealth. They had plenty.
So the oil wealth, the nationalization of oil, those profits would go to the people. But Barack Obama didn't want that. The British Crown didn't want that. The West didn't want that. So let's go bomb them. Let's take out Gaddafi. He wasn't gassing his people. He also said to Obama, to the West, if you want to buy Libyan and African oil, you're going to have to do it in gold. The West couldn't afford that. So let's take him out.
I never understood why this guy from Syria, what was his name? They just took him out.
Yeah.
Why was he gassing his own people? I never understood it. Like, why? Was he?
He was gassing his own people. Him and his wife is British.
Yes.
I think they're in Russia now. Right. They got asylum in Russia. They gassed their people because they wanted to control all of the money, all of the oil, all of the natural resources, and they felt that they were threatened by the West, and they felt that there were CIA, Western spies, MI6 spies in the country.
They were afraid of a revolution.
A revolution. Now the leader of Syria has joined hand to hand with Mohammed bin Salman and President Trump. And President Trump lifted sanctions against the Syrian people. And that was the right decision. And so...
But he's former ISIS?
Yes.
Okay.
See,
people can change with the help with Yeshua, but I don't think that he's a true believer in Yeshua the Christ. Maybe in his heart.
In his heart, that's it. And the term Middle East was created by a deep state scholar by the name of Alfred Thayer Mahan. Alfred Thayer Mahan, M-A-H-A-N, in 1901 created the term Middle East. It doesn't exist. It's a fraudulent term. It's not organic. It's another way for the Western powers through the Suez Canal to castrate Africa or Al-Kiblan, to cut us off from what is called northeastern Israel or northeastern Africa or Israel. Israel is actually northeastern Africa or Al-Kiblan. So we've been lied to again. I want to get back quickly. Oh, this is heavy.
This is incredible.
I'm gonna have to be here all day. No, anyway, listen. So when we talk about Antarctica, to sell the fallen angels. So during the crack cocaine epidemic, the Reagan administration was knee deep in the Iran-Contra affair. Reagan knew about that. Okay. So how we're going to fund the wars in Central America through the sale of crack cocaine. Now, Joe Sleepy Creeping Biden had said that we're going to lock up these animals. And Joe Biden said that when he was the senator of Delaware. Joe Biden got his startup money going back to 1973 through the BCCI Bank. Okay? That bank that was the conduit for billions of dollars of drug money, cartel money, okay? Headquartered in London, England, Karachi, Pakistan, and Luxembourg City, Luxembourg. So Joe Biden said, I'm not going to allow my grandchildren to go to school with these animals.
I'm not going to turn this into a jungle. Something.
Into a jungle. But yet black folk voted for him.
Okay? Amnesia.
Yeah. And so now the crack cocaine epidemic, the Biden family made millions off of that.
Millions only?
Millions.
I would say with the B.
Probably billions.
Yeah.
Billions. And so did